Hi, this video will talk about that Angular ngrx reducer action and the selector effects. This concept will see in this video with the demo example. Yeah, before that, if you are not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and hit the bell icon for the notification for upcoming notification. Yeah, let's go dive into this concept of this with example. Okay, so before that, I installed, let me go to the package.json file. So I installed the ngrx effects. The npm packages, the latest one, the latest version. So and after that, I have created a model wise component, the reducer model, and reducer model I use that effects model and store model for the using of the for future method. This effect model it will connect to the task effect. So this effect how it is going to work we'll see in the demo. So I created one paint. So here this is a component, this is a component, and this is an effect. Okay, so this is effect and this is a selector will, and also this is a we can act to the action. Okay, then one more backend connection. Okay, so when the component we have to hit to the effects, right? So it will connect to that action item. So when the action item it will connect automatically, it will trigger to that effects. So effect what it is doing is it will connect to the backend and get the response from the backend, and it will get to the action, and we have to create a one more as a reducer, right? We have to create a reducer. Okay, so action it will connect and store into to the reducer, and this store the data application wise, the data it will get stored. Then selector what it is doing is it will call to the reducer based on this action. Okay, so based on this action it will call, and after that it will give to the response to the selector, and it will return back to the component, and the component it will render to the DOM. This is a DOM. Okay, so this is a concept of the effects in the ngrx it will do. So let's see in the example of the code level. So I imported the effect model and store model. Store model is nothing but we have to get the stored data from the store application to the DOM, and after that this is a effect I created. So effect getting from the action, we have to take that observable variable, and after that service is nothing but to connect the backend services. So let's go to the, this is a get task and get user I added. So this is a dummy I added from the placeholder. Yeah, this is a JSON placeholder. So I had taken from this one. So if you copy and get this URL in the tab, you will get that user ID, user levels. Okay. So then next one is this variable, then create effect. Create effect, what it is doing is this action of the variable. We have to use the pipe filter from the RxJS, and off type of this what it is doing, it will connect to the action. So action, this is a base, it will trigger. Once this action is triggered, then the switch map it is doing is then it will connect to the backend services and give the response. And after that again what is the whatever the given the response, it will call to this load task success, and this create section create action, right? So it will connect to the reducer. So here the same value string added, right? This it will get and payload and store into this task or user data object, right? So then after that, if you get any cache error or whatever the things in the reducer, you have to object, you have to make it as a null or empty object, empty array, whatever the things. So once this is done, so when we reload, okay, so if you go to the network, this is a network and this is a user data is getting, and in the developer tools there is a Redux tab. So here you can see that there is a task when the page is component is loaded, the model is loaded model wise. So I by initially if you go to the component.js file, so I'm dispatching this one load task and load user. This one, right? Load task and load user. These automatically connect to the effect. Okay, so this on any triggered the method. So both two API it will call to the backend server and store into the application store. One is the task and another one is a user. Okay, how you can rectify if you click on the get user, how you will get this user store data into the DOM. So for that I used the selector. I created a task. This create future selector should this name whatever the param name, right? This method, right? This argument name should same as this one, the for future task. So this task it will connect to the reducer, this one, right? So then next go to the selector, then it will return to the get task. From the task you will filter out the task, whatever the task if you need, it will take from this one, and whatever the user you will get the filter it, or else you have to return to state and use the filter from the component level. And one more thing, if you need one more object or any data need to store in this model, okay, you have to use one more property, photos or whatever the things if you need. This one it should be a object or array or whatever the things. Why this error is coming? Because the type interface is not there, so we have to use the photos, right? So here you can give the type as any or object or anything based on the type. This is a empty array initializing. Based on the API, you have to pass it into the action or task or user, whatever the things. Okay, this action dot payload is nothing but payload. It will get from here, right? This one. Okay, so like this we have to use. Then after that we have to how we are getting the data into the selector wise. So how we have to get the data from the selector? So you have to use there is a store dot select and get task. Get task, this is the one from the selector. Export the constant variable. Okay, so then it will return the data. Okay, then user data I am passing as an this is an observable. Everything is an observable. Okay, so this user data dollar I use click on the here. So here the API call it will not hit to the backend server, and this data it getting from the application store level. Okay, so here like this. Okay, so where is the data in the Redux? If you go to the users and here you can see the title, this name same as here. So like this you can use the entire project multiple models or things. And don't forget when we model wise if you are injected the for future, so don't forget to inject the app model, the parent model wise the store for root or for root object, because in the effect model we have to use the array wise because on the multiple the reason effects we have to use here, and for root why we are used initialize the object, this is a object basis, right? So like this it will store into the, you can check the tree wise or chart wise. See like this you can use. See, that is a task. There is a user ID and a user is behave the array and row wise raw data also you can filter it out. And also action, if you click on the action, I think there is a top 5,000 of data is there. It is stuck, I think. Okay, so yeah, that's it in this video. If you satisfied in this video, please like the button and share it to your friends. Thank you.